Hi y'all, welcome to Amber's Diamond Painting. This is Amber. Sorry about that, my dog started barking, so good thing I have paws, right? So I'm still working on Dawn, but as you can see, I've made some changes and I've put lots of spark. These are kind of similar to sparklers. Sorry, I took a drink of Coke. Kind of burped, I apologize. So these are kind of like sparklers. Look how gorgeous they are. So I put those in her lips. I put them in her hair, everywhere. So I'm gonna outline right through in here with this color. So let me get this. Oh, that would have been bad. Sorry, my dogs, they're gonna be acting up. They're on one tonight. I don't know what their deal is. Okay. So, let me turn on my light pad. Then as I go along, I'm gonna be using my straightener to straighten out some of these wonky drills. Cause sometimes we think we placed them really, really well, and then we look and we're like, what were we doing? Like, I'll look and I was like, was I doing it in the dark? Okay. Like the cat's eyeball. Okay, so what I want to first do is do also, if you don't like vaping, I do apologize, but I do vape. So if that's something that you hate, I'm sorry. See, like I did these wrong. That's just I vape, so I'm letting you know ahead of time. I'm sorry if you don't like it, but it's a lot better than smoking, in my opinion, for me. For me personally. I'm not saying if you smoke, you're a bad person. Don't come at me. Just kidding. Okay, so first I'm gonna do a disclaimer, a warning. There. So, warning. The content may be disturbing to some viewers. This video has sensitive and difficult subject matters. So, it's a trigger warning. There's sexual abuse, sexualized violence, physical and emotional abuse, and more. So I just want to warn you, this video may have triggers for some people, and so I just want to caution you that there are parts that are very disturbing and there's a lot of trauma. Okay, so with that out of the way, because I do like to warn people, just, because I don't want someone just thinking that this is a normal WIP N CHAT and then they have a panic attack or, something happens. I'd feel so horrible. That's why I'm gonna do warnings. First, I'm gonna start off with the evilest woman that I would like to track. Well, I can't, but I would like to track down and hurt her. I don't know if any of y'all have seen this movie, but they made a movie about it called An American Crime. I cried. Y'all, I cried even more reading all the articles and everything. And some cases I am gonna have to read and stop diamond painting because this story is gonna be longer than my last story. and there's a lot of details that I don't want to leave out. So I'll try my best just to do it as normal as possible. But I am going to read to you about, her name is Gertrude. So I'm going to read that right now to y'all. So Gertrude Van Basen, aka Wright, she was born 1929. She was the third of 6 children. She loved her father dearly, but didn't have a good relationship with her mother at all. When her dad died, she did change a lot, her personality. At the age of 16, she married John Benazowski, and they had 4 children together: Paula, Stephanie, John, and Marie. John was really abusive. He would beat her in front of their children. After 10 years, she left. And then shortly after, she remarried a guy named Edward, but it only lasted 3 months. Then she remarried John again, and they had 2 more children together, Shirley and James. Then they got divorced. Shortly after that, she meets another man, Dennis Lee Wright. He was 22 years old, and she gave birth to their son. After she had the baby, Dennis left. Dennis was supposed to pay child support, but never did, and he was Gertrude, she was 5'6", and she only weighed 100 pounds, and she did smoke a lot, and she had really bad asthma. So when she got sick, she would take a lot of cough syrup, and since she got so sick, she couldn't work anymore. So the way she earned money for her and her children was from ironing and stitching and hemming clothing for people in her town. Okay, so that's about her. Now we're going to talk about what happened. Get into more of the story. Oh goodness, the story. Okay, so, let me see here. So, Sylvia and Jenny, their parents, so sorry. I don't know. I thought I put his name in there, but I didn't. But sorry about that. So her parents. So it's Sylvia and Jenny. And Sylvia, she was 16 years old, and Jenny was 15. Was 15 at the time. And they had just moved to Illinois. And like I said, their parents worked in the circus. And at this time, okay, the dad's name was Lester and the mom's Elizabeth. Okay, got that out of the way. So, Elizabeth at this time was actually in prison for theft. So the dad, he needed to go out on a circus, and he took his 2 older sons with them to help him out. But he wanted Sylvia. I was trying to diamond paint with my regular pen. What the heck? Never get your life right. So he wanted Sylvia and Jenny to finish school, because they moved around a lot, and it was really hard on them. They weren't able to make a lot of friends, and he just wanted them to have more of a normal life. so, Sylvia and Jenny met, Paula and, Paula, she met, they went to school with Paula and then, and Marie. And that's how they knew them. So then they became close in school, and then they started having sleepovers at Gertrude's house. Well, one day when the father came to pick up Sylvia and Jenny, he was telling her Gertrude was having a lot of money troubles. Like I said, she was doing ironing and it was slowing down. And so he was telling her about him having to go go back on the road for the circus, and he doesn't know what to do with Sylvia and Jenny. He doesn't want to take them out of school and stuff like that. And so Gertrude offered to let Sylvia and Jenny live there, and it was supposed to be for 2 months. And he would, and she's like, just give me $20 a week, and I'll supply them with everything they need. And since they had sleepovers, and they would go to church with, Sylvia and Jenny would go to church with Gertrude and the family. And so he did trust her. And it was thought that she had a crush on their father. So, because he kind of wasn't sure at first, because he even asked her, "Are you sure? I know you have a lot on your plate already." And she kept insisting that it was fine. Once you have as many kids as she has, what's 2 more? And so he said yes. So then they moved in. The dad and the brothers went out and traveled with the circus. So then everything's going good. So Sylvia, let me tell you a little bit more about Sylvia. So, Sylvia, everybody said that Sylvia was a loving, kind, sweet, confident, and just had a lively spirit. She had long, wavy, light brown hair, and was also known as, her nickname was Cookie. So, her sister Jenny was 15. When she was really little, she got polio, and so she had a brace on her leg. And so Sylvia was really, really protective of her sister. And Sylvia, she didn't want to be left behind. She actually really liked going and traveling with her father and her mother, with her family in the circus. She just really enjoyed it. But her dad told her that she's growing up, she's getting older, and that sorry, I've got a weird itchy tickle in my throat, and it makes me cough, and I'm sorry if that happens during this video. But he told her that she needs to focus on her schooling and everything. So she reluctantly agreed, even though she did have a lot of fun. Her and Paula were closer to age, and then Marie was close to age with Jenny. And so everything was going great. They had a lot of fun. A lot of even of the sorry, that doesn't look like a good one. A lot of the other neighborhood kids would come over and play. And then when Gertrude was supposed to get her check, so she was supposed to get it that day. She didn't receive it in the mail. So she called a family meeting, that's what she called them. And so she called a family meeting. The other kids are like, "Oh, what did you do?" And they were like, "We didn't do anything." And they would help. Oh yeah, also before this, okay. So they would help out Jenny and Sylvia were really good helpers. They would help out doing housework, chores, anything that Gertrude asked them to do. They were really well-behaved children. And so Gertrude has the whole family go into the living room and says, "Your father didn't pay me for you guys to stay here." She said, "So this is what Gertrude said. I've been taking care of you little bitches for no reason." Wow, huh? And Sylvia kept telling her, "My dad wouldn't do that. I'm sure there's an explanation for it. I'm positive he'll be sending it. You'll be getting it any day. My dad wouldn't do that." And that made Gertrude even more mad. So she said, "You guys are gonna get punished." So she took them downstairs, and she took them down in the basement. And she would hit them with the first time they got disciplined. She hit the sisters with a 1/4-inch paddle. And it wasn't that bad. Sylvia even told her sister, "It's not like we've ever, not got a spanking before." So, then, like, the next day or two days later, she got the check. And so, as time would go on, for some reason, I think it was because Paula started getting really jealous of Sylvia. And she even said, "Why is Sylvia prettier than me?" Sylvia did get a lot of attention from the boys. But Sylvia had never she had never even kissed a boy. So Paula was telling stories. So Sylvia kind of wanted to fit in. So she made up a story saying she met these boys in California and that she kissed them or made out, and just to kind of try and fit in. She didn't want to tell them that she had never kissed a boy or anything like that. And so, yeah, Paula was jealous. And, so then, all of a sudden, Sylvia was getting yelled at all the time and accused of stuff that she didn't do. Like, Sylvia liked to go and collect cans and recyclables, and she would take them in, and she would I always say you guys, I apologize. I'm trying hard not to. She would collect recyclable cans and glass and stuff like that, and she'd get money, and she'd get her and Jenny candy, their favorite candies. And Gertrude, one of the kids told Gertrude that they saw them at the store and getting candy, and that they were pretty sure that Sylvia stole it. So when Sylvia and Jenny got home, she was asked about it, and Sylvia told her, no, I collected cans she did it from around the household too. And then her and Jenny would go around and collect more. Sorry, I need to take a drink really fast. Okay, sorry guys. So, yeah, so she got, the way they punished her was, got a hot dog and put all sorts of different gross condiments on it, and made Sylvia eat it. And when she would throw it up because it was so disgusting, Gertrude made her eat that too. So, yeah. The abuse just started getting worse. One time, the second time that so they were at a second, I don't know why I keep saying second. So they went to church with Gertrude, and they were having a picnic, and the church was holding a picnic, hosting, whatever, a picnic. And when they got there, she told the girls, don't eat too much food. Now, I guess Sylvia, she was smaller and she didn't eat that much anyway. but she started talking. So there was this kid named Eric that went to church and the same school with Sylvia. They liked each other, and they were talking at the barbecue and everything, and Gertrude saw her, and then Dennis went up to Gertrude up to Sylvia and was trying to warn her. He said, "You need to be careful because you're upsetting Gertrude, so whatever you're doing, just stop." And Sylvia was really confused. She didn't know what she was doing wrong. Besides that, that when Gertrude thought they were stealing candy. And so then they got home, and I think in my opinion, what I think it was Sylvia, since Sylvia talked to Dennis, which was the baby's, her brand new baby, he was the father of Gertrude's baby. And I think that's what upset her. She accused her of flirting and stuff like that. And then she said that both her and Jenny ate too much, disobeyed her, so they needed to go down to the basement. She called a family meeting again. And, so this time she got out a belt strap thing, and she hit Jenny once, but, Jenny had polio when she was younger, and she could hardly take the first spanking. So Sylvia begged her to she would take Jenny's spankings. So then they were supposed to each get 15 whoopings or lackings or whatever you call them. 15 each. And so Sylvia took her sister's beating too, which caused lacerations on her back, her legs, her thighs, and she was in a lot of pain. And then at a different function, she saw Eric again. And so, when they went to school, so this is the only, sorry, I keep backtracking, I'm so sorry, I keep remembering things. So, the next day when they went to school, Sylvia did in retaliation because Paula and Marie were the ones that told on them, or I can't remember exactly what they did, and I don't want to try and read over my whole notes I have. But this is the only time that she retaliated. And what Sylvia did was, when she got to school, she started to spread a rumor and saying that Paula and Marie were prostitutes. That's what she said. So then Eric had asked her at church if she wanted to go with him and some other people and go for a ride and all this and hang out. And Sylvia, she knew she'd probably get in trouble, but she's just like, it's like she kind of knew she was going to get in trouble anyway, so it's like, I might as well make it worth it, right? So she went with them, and when she got home, Gertrude called another family meeting, and this part's really bad, you guys. This made me feel awful. I did cry. I get emotional when it comes to children and abusive children and everything like that. It makes me emotional. And animals. I'm not saying that adults, it doesn't make me, not saying that, but it's worse when I believe when it's children and animals. But so she got back home, she called a meeting, and she got confronted, and she did deny it, that she never said it. And so her punishment was she had to stick a Coca-Cola, a long bottle back then. She had to stick the Coca-Cola bottle up inside her. And not just a little bit, but the whole bottle up inside of her. That was her punishment for calling her daughters prostitutes. That is so disgusting. Like I was saying, she was a virgin. She had no, I can't imagine even not being a virgin. How badly, sorry about that, guys. How badly that would hurt. So I think I'm gonna do these little symbols in this too. Why not? And so Sylvia was bleeding, and then sorry, hold on, my dogs, hold on. Okay, sorry guys, I'm back. I had to eat too. I had to eat some stew. Delicious. So where was I? Okay, the whole Coca-Cola bottle thing. And then this is what I believe happened. So they were all, Paula was bragging about her boyfriend she had, and he was an older man. This is the part, it's in the movie. And, that he's an older man, and, she took Sylvia to go see him. And, because he owned a little convenience store. And he was just really rude to her, and he said, my wife is back in town. So he's pretty much told her, I don't want nothing to do with you. And she thought he was going to leave his wife for her and all this stuff. And then Paula goes to the clinic and finds out she's pregnant. Doesn't know who to tell, so she confided in Sylvia that she was pregnant. She didn't know what to do. If her mom found out, she's scared of her mom, I guess. And Sylvia says, I won't tell anybody. So they went out with friends, and Paula sees, because they're in like the parking lot of that convenience store. One of Sylvia had a best friend in high school. What's her name? Anna, I want to say. If I find it somewhere. Yeah, Anna. That was Sylvia's best friend at school. She was there with her boyfriend, and they were just having fun. So Sylvia notices, Paula noticed the father of the baby that she's carrying pull up to his convenience store. So she followed. Paula didn't see her. Then there's did I tell you guys about the guy named Richard, the neighbor? Richard really likes Sylvia. And asked her out on a date, and Sylvia was like, no. But he really likes her. And so Sylvia followed Paula, and the guy jerks Paula. Jerks Paula into the alley, and she's yelling, and she's saying that she loves him and stuff. then he starts pushing her around, and Sylvia wasn't gonna say anything, but then he raised his fist to go hit her and stuff. And Sylvia yelled, "Stop, she's pregnant." And just the look on Paula's face, like Paula wanted to hurt Sylvia. And Sylvia didn't mean to. It just came out because she was trying to be protective of Paula. And didn't want her or the baby to get injured. Because by that time, Paula was 3 months pregnant. And they'd also make fun of Sylvia, even though she wasn't chunky or anything. They'd all say, "Oh, you're a slut, you're a whore. I bet you're pregnant." When all along it was Paula that was pregnant, and Sylvia took all that abuse, emotional abuse, and never once told on Paula. And so Paula goes running home to her mom and tells her mom that Sylvia's now spreading rumors that she's pregnant. Her mom asks her if she is, which I don't know. It says in the articles that at 3 months you could tell she was starting to show. So I don't know how her mom didn't know that she was pregnant, but whatever. And so Paula tells her mom everything, that Sylvia did that, and so Sylvia gets home, and there's another family meeting called. All the kids were there. And oh, I forgot another thing. Shoot. When she first had called, oh no, she didn't call Marie a slut. She called the other sister, Stephanie. She called her a slut. Or a prostitute, sorry. And Stephanie kicked Sylvia in the hoo-ha several times, injuring her privates. And so Sylvia gets home, they get a meeting, all the kids come down. Jenny wasn't there when they were all out, so Jenny didn't even know what was going on. And she asks Sylvia why is she saying, keep spreading horrible rumors about her daughters. Sylvia is like, I don't know what you're talking about. And she said, you are going around spreading lies saying that Paula's pregnant. And Sylvia's giving a look to Paula like, please say something. Like, you know I'm not lying. And Paula is just mad because she thinks now that's the reason her boyfriend doesn't want to be with her. Well, it wasn't even her boyfriend. It was a guy she was messing around with and got pregnant. The married guy. So her mom tells Paula to hit Sylvia. Pretty much beat her as much as she wants. And Paula does. And she was going for her mouth and her nose. Just her face. Just brutally attacking her. And Gertrude said if she even laid a hand on her daughter, tried to fight back, she would get it worse by Gertrude. So Sylvia had to sit there and take it. And poor Jenny had to sit there and watch her sister be beat up like that. Oh shoot, that's part of her arm. That's part of her arm. I'm gonna take those off. Gosh darn it, why wasn't I paying attention? Anyway, okay, it's alright. It's okay, moving on. So I'm gonna put these aside. I'm gonna grab a different tray. Grab a different color really quick. So she's trying, poor Sylvia is just beaten and bruised and trying to recover from all these beatings that she gets all the time. And it's pretty much impossible for her to heal because she's getting beat up for every little thing possible. Like I was saying, the mom had something against her from the beginning. Sorry, I'm trying to find my drills, guys. Just one moment. Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. As you can see, I'm working on the other side. And we're going to be working on P, which is this color. I also wanted to show you guys, I gotta remember her name, but I've ordered these too, and it comes in all these different, that's a teddy bear, that was an owl, I believe, but they're so cute, and they smell so good. My next video, I'll have to tell you who I get them from. Okay, where I left off was, so Paula finally stops beating Sylvia because she actually ended up breaking her hand. I just put new patty wax in here, so she ends up breaking her hand. That's the only reason she stopped. And then after that, things just got a hell of a lot worse for poor Sylvia. everything and anything always got blamed on her. And she told her she was sick of looking at her face, and Stephanie and her boyfriend were there. Stephanie was at her boyfriend's a lot. That's where she spent a lot of her time, because in order to save money, she would go over there. I don't know what was on there, but that just made... Oh, you guys can't see, but that just... I don't know what that was, but it just made my diamond painting really dirty. I'm gonna have to skip that and portion and try and get that off. So to save money, she would go to her boyfriend's a lot and stay there and eat there and stuff like that. So his name's Coy. And so she told Coy to take Sylvia down into the basement. Well, he didn't just take her to the basement, he threw her to the basement and injured Sylvia really bad. So that would be where Sylvia would stay. When people would ask where Sylvia was, Gertrude would tell them that she was off with boys. Oh my goodness, I always do that to you guys. That she was off with boys and she couldn't control her. That's what she told the pastor, the people at school. Now I forgot another thing. Before this had happened, someone from the school did see the bruising, because it just started getting so bad that they didn't care if Sylvia walked around with bruises everywhere. So someone from the school called, and Child Protective Services came over, and Sylvia at that time was scared. I forgot another part too. Damn it. Sorry, guys. But anyway, the Child Protective Services come over, and they looked at Sylvia, saw all of it. Gertrude blamed it on the lacerations on her body and stuff. Blamed it on because she was always hanging out with all these boys, running away, and wasn't taking care of herself and didn't have good hygiene. I'm gonna take a drink. They actually believed her. So she could have got help. So and what's weird is her mom got out of prison and went with her dad. With the dad, not her dad, sorry. Went with the dad to the circus. Not quite sure why the mom didn't just go home and take care of her children, but the mom and the dad came and saw their daughter.